Hi guys, thanks for joining me for another episode of Cooking in Lipstick. And today we are going to make a super simple, super yummy dinner. The meal, I've made it in the past, but today it's got a little bit of a twist. It's called Caribbean style creamy chicken pasta, and you are gonna love it. So we are going to cut up some chicken, and I actually don't have the chicken breast. It's not boneless chicken breast. What I have here is actually some chicken legs and thighs connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to debone them, and I've started by cutting off some pieces, and I'll just quickly show you how easy it is to do that. You just cut the pieces of the meat right off the bone. A lot of people don't like to eat meat with bone, but I actually love it. But for this dish, it definitely has to be just the chicken and no bone. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of this meat that I've got in here. After I'm done that, I'm going to wash it and come back with you to the seasoning part I use, because I did kind of run through them very quickly. So what I have here is what I used rather is 1 full tablespoon of onion powder, half a tablespoon of garlic powder. I used half a tablespoon of the Caribbean spice and roasted garlic. This is an awesome seasoning. It comes made like this on the shelf, so easy for you to cook with, and you can get it at any any grocery store in the Caribbean aisle, as well as Cool Runnings all natural all-purpose seasoning. And again, what this has in there is a lot of the dried thyme, dried onion, dried oregano, things like that. It doesn't have any sodium in it, so I did not add any salt to my meal because this one here, the Caribbean spice, does come with some sodium, and that's all that you're really going to need. So this is basically everything that I added to my chicken as it's cooking now. And in addition to that, like I said, anyone who knows me, I do add browning because I like to eat brown meat and have a little bit of color with my meat or my chicken. And this famous bottle here, which, as I mentioned, unfortunately you cannot buy in stores because my sister-in-law, who lives in Barbados, Lydia, makes these for the family, and she makes it fantastic. It can compete with any hot sauce that is on the shelf. And I keep trying to tell her to sell it, label it, bottle it, and sell it. But in any case, what you can do is go to, again, any grocery store in your Caribbean aisle. They have a variety of different types of spices that you can get when it comes to hot sauce. Welcome back to my stove. So while we took a break, I actually had to add some additional macaroni pasta to the pasta that I already put in here because I had some company come by. My son's friend is here, so I wanted to make sure that I have more than enough. So I've added 2 types of pasta to it, okay? And that is actually cooking and boiling right now. Going back to the meat, our chicken is well seasoned, and we went over all of that. So what I'm going to do is just add it now to our pot. If you zoom over here, young son, we've got olive oil in my wok, which I love to cook in. I'm just going to go and add my chicken to that. Add it right into the pan and hear that lovely sizzle. And because I cut the chicken up and it's in these little pieces and it's boneless, it's actually going to take not very long at all to cook. So in the meantime, I've got a few things going on. Right now we have an additional little cream sauce going, which is actually store-bought. I'm cheating today. It's very simple, and it's actually just a simple little packaging. Clubhouse garlic Alfredo. All you do is rip it open, add it to your pot of actually half a cup of milk, and I think 2 tablespoons of butter, but I'm a little bit liberal with both. You add the powder, mix it all up, and this is what it will look like. Okay guys, the chicken is done. As you can see, it's nice and brown and it's fully cooked. What we're going to do now is I've drained my pasta. We're going to add it right into the pan, and we're going to mix our chicken up with it. I think I made a lot of pasta, so I'm not going to add the entire thing. Kind of like eyeball it as you go along. And you're still cooking on very low heat, mixing everything up. That looks really great. We'll add a little bit more pasta. Okay, so we'll add that all in. And once we got it blended really well, we're going to go to our cream sauce that we have sitting, which is right over here. And we're going to add that all in the pan. Nice and creamy. Look at that. We're going to do a really good blend. That looks fantastic. And the last thing we're going to actually add, I shredded some cheddar cheese. We're going to add all of this loveliness together. And Avery, if you can zoom in a little bit on this pan, you'll see that the cheese I just added is melting right into everything. It's melting into the cream sauce, into the chicken. Extremely creamy, extremely yummy. It smells fantastic. Doesn't it smell good?
Surprisingly.
What do you mean surprisingly?
I'm kidding.
It smells fantastic. So basically, this is pretty much a done meal. All I have to do now is I have to plate it for a lot of hungry teenagers. That's a wrap.